Hey, I want to make this video real quick to thank each and last one of you for the birthday wishes yesterday. I truly appreciate it. I love it from the bottom of my heart. I do. Now, for my birthday, I only want one thing. I want the opportunity to make this world a better place for me, my children, your children, for you. You know, make the world a better place in general. I feel like that's my purpose in life, and quite frankly, I would like to start fulfilling that purpose. I like to take whatever time I have left on this earth and fulfill that purpose in life. Now, my plan does require a lot of funding. It requires a lot, but to me, if you when you look at it on the scale that I'm going to break it down to you, it's not a lot of money at all, or it doesn't take a lot. Now, get back to it. Climate change. Now, 40% of the CO2 in our atmosphere comes from the very buildings we live in. All right. My plan is to invest $40 billion into rebuilding energy efficient homes that is integrated with technology. All right. If we go in the current path right now, we would never have this type of living. For the simple fact is, it doesn't make financial sense for investors and developers because they're gonna want their money back tenfold. All right, and if they spend $10 billion on this building, they're gonna want about $100 million out of it for the next 5-10 years, probably. I'm just guessing, but that's what it seems like with how much they be pricing these shit these days. Now, residential and commercial property is a $1.3 trillion industry right now. $1.3 trillion industry. All right. The government right now, and let me show you some backward shit. The government right now is trying to legalize a multi-billion-dollar industry. Don't know exactly how much the industry is going to cost because it's illegal in a lot of damn states. So we don't know exactly how much money is going to come from this marijuana. Right now, don't get me wrong, I'm all for legalizing marijuana. I'm all for that shit. But you want us to spend our money on buying marijuana so then you could turn around and tax it and solve our problems. And the reason why I put solve our problems in quotation is because they ain't trying to solve shit. They ain't trying to solve our problems, and the reason for that is because our problems create platforms that they use to further their careers. All right, not platforms that they tear down, platforms that they use, and they're going to continue to use these platforms. That's what they're doing. They're not trying to come up with real solutions to fix your problems. They come up with a little band-aid or even a big band-aid, and then some politician somehow somewhere is gonna rip that shit off, and we're gonna be into a world of shit, and then we're gonna need them again for the exact same fucking problem. That's how that goes. But I feel we have the power to solve our own damn problems. We don't really need the government for much of anything but to regulate companies and to protect our borders. That's it. This child, abortion shit. Y'all overstepping y'all fucking boundaries with that shit. That's a person's personal choice, and it's a hard one at that. It's not something that comes likely. You might have people out here that go around having shit 2 or 3, 4 abortions. Yeah, now that person, all right, y'all need to keep records of the people that's doing this shit. It shouldn't be all anonymous. They keep records of that. Now, if you going around having fucking 3 or 4 abortions back to back, then yeah, you after some point you just screw. You screw. All right. Period. But you get raped, you should be able to get an abortion. Incest, you should be able to get an abortion. You should be able to get an abortion. Hell, even if you messed up, you can wear condoms. They break. It's not 100%. Birth control is not 100%. So, shit happens. Trust me, I know. Shit happens. But that should be a personal choice that should be left up to you, because at the end of the day, it's your body that's going to have to go through these changes having this child. I know people say we're having adopt, but your body's still going to go through some changes that you may not recuperate from. So, That should be a personal choice. But anyway, I don't want to get into all that shit. All right. Like I said, residential and commercial property, rental property is a $1.3 trillion industry that I would like to utilize to fund our schools, to fund homeless programs, to fund any damn thing that we feel needs funding. Not that we want funded, that needs funding. All right, $1.3 trillion industry. We invest $40 billion into this industry. All right, now you break it down, that's roughly 100 million people investing $400. This is not a lot of money, people. To me, this is something very doable. This is something that is very doable. What is not doable is continuing to march and pray and beg, because that's what you're doing at the end of the day. That's how I feel. I feel like you're continuing to beg these people to do something for you. Stop it. That protest and marching shit is over with. That shit dead. It's time to invest now. We got to invest our money. We have to be smart with our money. We complain about giving the rich be getting rich, but yet the rich are the only ones that invest, people. Those are the ones that have the money to invest, is the rich. So if you want to stop them from getting rich, and it only seems like you must get off your ass and invest. You want better jobs? Let's create them. You want better restaurants? Let's create them. You want to get better pay? Let's create the damn restaurants and provide you with the better pay. It's all about competition. We paying you $15 an hour to do a job. Hell, McDonald's gonna have to what? Compete. So now they're gonna have to pay you $15 an hour to compete. It's competition. There is none right now. There's no competition with our housing. There's none. People on the outskirts of the city, they see one bedroom is going for $1,200, $1,300. Hell, they be like, okay, well, I can get at least $1,000. You got to go somewhere, right? There's no competition. They're feeding off each other. And that's what that shit is. But let me get back to it. Like I said, as 100 million people invested $400. Now, me personally, how I'm gonna break down $40 billion is not just gonna go into just 100% housing. And with the house, I'm not just talking about, oh, I'm gonna build a house. The rest of the block's fucked up. You got potholes in your street. Nah, that shit ain't flying. Not in my communities. Nah, it ain't happening. We gonna fix and maintain all of that shit. Your roads, your waste management system. We gonna sit there and invest. If there's a current contract going on with the state or the city, we're gonna invest into that waste management system. I'm gonna say I'm gonna take over every damn thing. I'm not trying to do that. I want to invest in their company and revamp their system. In Switzerland, they have a vacuum system, right? Now, we talk about our rat population. Excuse me. Now, we have such a rat population because we feed these motherfuckers. I mean, I'll drive through the city all day long. I be seeing garbage cans filled up, overflowing. We can't get rid of rats if we keep feeding their ass. It's not gonna happen. Now, this vacuum system seems like a better idea because all your garbage gets sucked out to this tubing, underground tubing, off to an all-site facility. So you will never see it again. All right? It gets sucked away, and once that container is full, then the garbage truck comes, picks it up, and take it to another facility. That will cut down, all right, you talk about CO2 and climate change, that will cut down the CO2 coming from these trucks driving around the city. It's a lot of them. This shit stinks. So it will cut down on that. That's one way we cut down on pollution, right? But like I said, we're gonna build energy efficient housing. 35 billion of it will go towards just the housing and whatever the infrastructure needs around it. I got $4 billion going towards our educational system, and then $1 billion going towards the homeless. It's $40 billion. Chop it up, go to work. All right, now that will create jobs in itself. All right, now the revenue from the properties, the money you pay for rent, we're going to utilize that money. Like I said, we're going to utilize this industry. We're going to utilize that money to fund other things. Now, how I got it right now, 70% will go back into the business. It will go back into rebuilding more communities. It will go into, I hate when people do it. It'll go back into rebuilding communities, rebuilding our infrastructure. 10% will go back to you. Now, my plan does include you making money by solving our problems. All right. Now, 10% of that money will go back to you. The other 10% will go towards our educational system. Then what is that's a total of 90%. Right. Then 5% will go towards job creation. Now, I would like to invest into small mom and pop shops. Now, the reason why, I've been to other states. I've been to Georgia, Florida. Georgia, y'all food, it's alright, but it ain't like Chicago food. And like no, but I feel like if I like Harold's chicken, I'm on vacation. I want to get Harold's chicken. I mean, shit. I mean, if I'm in Atlanta, I want to be able to go to get some damn Harold's chicken. I don't want it to just be a Chicago thing. I want to be an everywhere damn thing. Why the hell am I just limited to McDonald's and Burger King and Taco Bell as international restaurants? Fuck that. No, we invest 5% to small mom and pop shops, make them bigger, help them grow. I was talking to one guy, the owner of what is it called, Hero Cafe, and he was he was chopping it up and taking them to one of the locations to close up. And he was telling us, if he could just, if he could open up more locations, that would be the goal. The goal for him and his business, he would like to, at least if he could do anything, at least pay his bills and provide people with jobs. That's what we need. All right, we need people like that. We need companies like that want to help. There's a lot of people out here, y'all. We sitting around looking up, praying to some white porcelain god, when God gave us everything we needed. He gave us each other. That's the only help we need is each other. All right. Let's see. I got something in my eye. I mean, but we too busy looking at a broken ass government. We're too busy looking at like some supernatural being in the sky like gonna swoop down and save us. No, He gave us free will. If He doesn't just if it is real, He gave us free will. He gave us the will to make our own choices, good or bad. He's not going to come in and take that up from you. So He's not going to come in and swoop away and solve your damn problems. No. That takes away your free will. But anyway, now, I said it was at 5% towards job creation. That's roughly $5 billion. If based off like $100 billion. 3% to help the homeless, and 2% in emergency relief fund. So I want us to have our own emergency relief fund. So people that, tornado victims, hurricane victims of whatever the fuck, we're going to have a fund designated to help those people. All right. Now, the big question everybody want to ask me when I talk to them about this, people is like, how are we going to do this? How are you going to do that? Right? Now, what I'm going to do, what I need 25,000 people, all right, off the back, just to donate $10. Now, like I said, the money that I'm asking for, it's very small from each individual. It's not a lot of money. Now, I need 25,000 people to donate $10 to my organization to help me get my shit off the ground. All right. Now, this will allow me to quit my job. To quit this job sitting in this damn car driving people around for 10 to 12 hours a day. I can't focus on my business if I'm driving people around all day long. I think about it all day long, but I can't actually really put things into motion. Now, that's going to pay for a salary. That's going to pay for attorney fees, because I'm going to need legal representation. All right. There's a lot of fees that's going to go involved as far as filing fees. Then there's so much zoning laws that I need to get. There's a ton of shit that goes into this. So trust me, that's going to be business expenses, because the place I want to go travel to, there's a couple states that I would like to actually drop those seeds in and start rebuilding. So I gotta visit a couple nearby states. So it's traveling, all the good stuff. So $250,000 in total to get started. not a lot of money. It's not. And think about it. If based on the percentages that I broke down to you, if we took just 0.1%, which is $100 billion, and we took 10% of that $100 billion and we invest that back into our educational system, that's $10 billion, people, a year. And that's based off not even 10% of a $1.3 trillion industry. 10% of that goes to you. So if you're an investor, you bought 20 shares. Our company's worth $100 billion. That's $10 billion going back to the investors. Shares gonna be roughly $5 a share. You got 20. That's what, $100? It's not a lot of money. You ain't about to support yourself off that. But $100 you didn't have before, and yet your rent is now being changed from something that was once seen as money wasted to money that's going to help your community. And at the end of the day, you're gonna put money back in your pocket. Now, if you got a politician that got a better plan than that, I'm all ears, and I'll wait.